This is Spotlight Omaha. Spotlight Omaha is a local podcast that highlights local businesses and influential movers and shakers in the Omaha business community. Spotlight Omaha is brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing. Now, from the Pyramid Contractor Studios, the host of Spotlight Omaha, Jimmy Allen.
Something I very rarely get to say, but good afternoon, everybody, and welcome into the Spotlight Omaha podcast, where we take you around the city of Omaha, introduce you to local business owners, influential figures, and people who are making an impact on our community. We are brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing. If you need help with search engine optimization or want an entire team to manage your social media marketing profile, pixelfiremarketing.com is here to help. Check out pixelfiremarketing.com for more information. Today, joining us inside the Pyramid Contractor Studio is Gerard Bakhos. Gerard Bakhos owns several different businesses here in Omaha that we're going to talk about. Thanks for being here, man.
Thanks for having me.
I want to talk about it. You're a Lebanon native, but you came to Omaha 8 years ago. Why was Omaha the right place to call home for you?
Long story short, I was a medical doctor.
Oh, okay.
I chose UNMC as my internship, and yeah.
That's a big jump to go from being a doctor to being an entrepreneur.
It is.
Why was entrepreneurship your calling?
I think I was always an entrepreneur, even when I was little.
Sure.
I just enjoy doing things on the side, and I just believe in time freedom. As a medical doctor, either you're 100% a medical doctor or you're not.
That's a good point.
I had a family, had my first child, and I just had to do the jump.
I mean, did your wife feel like she got tricked? She thought she was marrying a doctor? And then
No, I think she likes it better now.
Sure, okay. Let's talk about GB Cleaning Services for a minute. You guys do a ton of different stuff. You do residential, you do business, you clean Airbnbs and hotels and structures like that. Why that wide range? Is it just cleaning is cleaning and you guys want to do it all? Or is it were those things that were added along the way?
We originally started as only commercial.
Okay.
But when it comes to cleaning, I mean, you clean a business, and then the business owner would be asking, hey, do you do homes?
Sure.
Do you do Airbnb? So it's, I think, things that we added, and we had the processes, we have the employees, so we just added them along the way.
Are you surprised with the way that the Airbnb, Vrbo, rent your home out and make it a vacation spot industry has kind of exploded, and has that helped your business as well?
I originally never thought that Airbnb would be big in Omaha.
Sure.
It's a big industry. We still do not know really why it's as big as an industry in Omaha. But I think it's just a booming industry here.
Most cleaning services are a Monday through Friday operation, specifically in the commercial side of things. You guys are 7 days a week.
Correct.
Are you surprised with how busy you guys have been on the weekends?
When it comes to commercial, I think it's mainly Saturday, Sunday when they only want like once a week.
Just so nobody's there?
Yep.
Sure. When we talk about people's homes, they're obviously, specifically in Omaha, there's really small houses and really large houses all on the same street, right?
Yes.
How do you manage expectations or even like prices when there is just like, it's not very cookie cutter in the city. There's a lot of difference.
It's not. I'm glad you asked about pricing. When I first started GB Cleaning Services, we were doing kind of like a marketing research, like a market research in Omaha. I would call several cleaning companies in town, describe the same house. A week apart, I would get two different pricing.
Right.
So for this reason, we decided that we will have all of our pricing when it comes to residential on our website. Every house we price depending on how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, and then if they want any extras, it would the system would give them the price.
I think a lot of people think, hey, a clean's a clean. It's not necessarily the same. Like there's a deep clean, there's a residential clean. Could you explain the differences for anybody that may not know?
It will be different for every homeowner when it comes to deep cleaning. If I hear deep cleaning from an owner, that would be the first question I would ask. What is your expectation?
Right.
Are they talking about the baseboards? Are they talking about high dusting? Are they talking about inside of the cabinets? Every homeowner cares about the different thing.
Sure.
But when it comes
what's important to me might not be important to my next door neighbor.
That's correct. But when we say deep cleaning at GB Cleaning Services, it's more about hit every single thing in a house. So high dusting, outside of the cabinets, all the baseboards, all the floors, all horizontal surfaces, inside, outside of the microwave. Everything that the homeowner is not doing on a daily basis, that's what we would be hitting with our deep cleans.
Is there anything that people would be surprised to know that is including in deep cleaning that maybe they weren't expecting?
Light fixtures.
Oh yeah, great point.
Usually these would take more time to disassemble and clean and reassemble. Sure. So these are not typically deep cleaned in a deep cleaning session.
Omaha is top 5 in the world for restaurants per capita, and obviously you guys do commercial kitchen cleaning as well. What's the difference between that and a residential kitchen, and how do you handle that as a business?
So as of now, we do market for residential kitchen. We don't have residential kitchen clients right now.
Sure.
But the process is different because of all the grease that is in the kitchen.
Sure.
You would have to be licensed to clean these type of kitchens.
And you guys throw it right up on the website. It's one of the first things you see. You guys are insured and bonded. Correct. Why is that a big deal for you to make sure that people understand that?
I think this is the main difference between working with a solo cleaner versus cleaning with a cleaning company. If anything goes wrong at any time, we are insured. Like if we break a window, it will never happen. But
things happen, right? Yes, it's business.
Yes. So they just need to know that we have this cushion of if anything happens, we are insured.
And how long has GB Cleaning Services been in business?
This is the second. We're coming at the third year.
Into the third year. What's something that you didn't know about the cleaning industry when you started this company that you know today?
So we started GB Cleaning Services, I think, as a joke. This is how it started. I was so fed up with the cleaning company that I hired at the clinic that I used to manage. That was like, I'm going to start a cleaning company. I knew nothing about cleaning.
Just hired the right people?
Just daily research. We started with some supplies. Now we know that they were not good. Yeah. And now we do more and more research. There's a lot of standards online for cleaning.
When you clearly don't have any expectations, when you started off, this next question is probably going to be a pretty easy one to answer. But when you start this business, are you surprised with where it's scaled to and how it's grown?
I'm definitely surprised where it is right now. I never thought a cleaning company would grow as fast as it grew. But I'm glad for all of the customers that trust us so far.
We mentioned that you guys do a ton of different services. What do you think is the most requested service that you guys get?
I think we are 80% commercial. We are trying to grow as much as possible on the commercial side. Residential, we do not advertise for it, but if it comes, it does come.
Why is that? Just bigger job, more consistency?
It's more consistency.
And when we talk like in the cleaning industry, that I guess it's probably any business, but you got to have that repetition because listen, things are getting dirty, so it's not like you're expecting people. Right. But if it's somebody's home, they're probably a little more willing to live in their own filth versus a commercial place where everybody else is dirtying it up.
With homes, I think most of the clients most of the people that do call us, they just need the one deep cleaning. I think rare is the times where we are getting calls of someone wanting like a weekly cleaning.
Repetitive services.
Yes.
Yeah, because in theory, if you guys are doing your job and they're not complete slobs, it should be able to stand up, right? I want to ask about the hiring process. And I think that's something that a lot of people struggle with when they come in this room and talk about because it's hard for them. You say you did it kind of as a joke. You weren't really expecting anything. Was it difficult for you to hire people to run the company? Or
when I first started the company, the first person I hired was a 16-year-old school.
Part-time worker.
Yes. Yeah. He did not know what he was doing. We did not know at the time what we were doing.
Sure.
But it was a first run of how we can put processes in place.
Is he still with the company?
He's not with the company. He went to do other things.
Congratulations.
Yeah. But he made us think about how we can put way more processes, training, etc. Sure. We only have one job posting online. We get maybe hundreds of applicants per quarter.
Wow.
So I'm so glad we get this much people because we can scale fast this way.
Do you know how many employees you have today?
I think we are at maybe 14 or 16.
Wow,
It's different every
because you're probably looking to add or subtract depending on what you guys are doing, right?
Right.
And again, we're catching up with Gerard Bakhos here with GB Cleaning Services here on the Spotlight Omaha podcast, brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing and Pyramid Contractors. We mentioned it. You have 3 separate businesses that you run. I want to talk about Advantage Q for a sec. Can you let people know what Advantage Q is and what you're doing in Omaha with that business?
So with Advantage Q, it's a printed marketing company. We do mainly printed ads that we mail in mailboxes. One of the things that I was thinking back when I was advertising for GB Cleaning Services, there are no cheap advertisement that we can do when it comes to business to consumer ads. So we came up with, at first it was a very big flyer with 21 ads on the flyer, and we shared the cost of postage, printing, etc. And after looking at the big flyer, it's not really convenient because homeowners usually think it's just a big
junk mail.
Yes. So we switched the model to one big envelope where we have 21 ads, and there's specific ad that are really cheap for service
from different businesses
from
in the
different
area?
services. So we would have, let's say, one cleaning company in the envelope, one real estate agent, etc.
Do you is it exclusive? Are you only looking to
It
fill
is
one?
exclusive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is that a big deal for you?
To be exclusive in the envelope,
Yeah.
so we don't have competition within the zip code that we target.
When we talk about print marketing, I think a lot of people look at it as a dying industry, but there's also the flip side of that, right? We've seen this rise and scare with email and
Right.
am I clicking on something I can trust? But if it shows up in your mail, people seem more willing to kind of trust that. Was that the thought process with this business?
Yeah. So how I think about it right now is I open my email. I maybe have 50 junk emails per day.
Sure.
So I open my mailbox. I might have some junk mail, but if any envelope or any mail stands out by size, color, etc., I'll be interested in opening it. So this is one of the main factors why I went with printed marketing. Second thing is if anyone is looking for any type of service, they'll be looking through their mail too.
That's a good point.
So,
what have the people that use AdvantageQ given you as feedback as far as success rate? I mean, what does that sound like?
So we did 2 campaigns last year. We did not have tracking systems at the time, so we were not able to know if someone advertised with us. This came from our ads. But now with the relaunch of AdvantageQ, our new website should be live hopefully next week. All of our ads will be trackable with phone numbers, QR codes, etc. So we'll be able to give way more data.
Was that the biggest learning curve or hurdle to get over? Was kind of learning how to track that information?
Yes.
What makes it valuable?
Yes, because if someone wants to advertise, first question they would ask, what is the ROI?
Sure.
Without having data, we cannot give an answer. And as a business owner, I want to make sure that the product that we have is working.
Well, and the QR code kind of combines it too, right? We talk about the technology meets the old school, and you kind of combine both things with it. How has that kind of changed the way that you guys are going to do business in the coming years, adding technology to the equation?
I think technology and even with printed marketing, like they go hand in hand.
I agree.
Like we cannot just do printed marketing because it works better than online. I think online is way more important. Like it's really important too. They just go hand in hand. So I think incorporating technology is really important in our business.
And I apologize. Sam on LinkedIn wants to know, how do I find GB Cleaning Services to get a quote for our commercial space?
We have a form on our website. So it's www.gb-services.org. Again, www.gb-services.org. We have this domain name because, again, as I said, when I first started, it was a joke.
Sure.
Now we're looking for a way more professional domain name.
Let me ask, what does the process look like if I am a business owner and we have a building for you guys to clean? I click on the website. What happens next?
So we will give you a call to schedule a walkthrough. We go do the walkthrough. Within a day or two, you would get your estimate. And we can start day off if needed.
Yeah, Sam asked how quick turnaround time. I mean, how quickly are you guys able to schedule that walkthrough?
Within 24 to 48 hours.
Sam, go ahead. I don't know Sam, but Sam, go ahead and head over to the website, check it out, and the GB Cleaning team would be more than happy to kind of walk through your space and see what it's like. Back to AdvantageQ. Where'd the name come from?
I wanted a really interesting name. I think like our tagline was quality adds real advantage. So this is where,
like that.
Yeah, this is where the name came, AdvantageQ.
When we talk about growth for AdvantageQ specifically, where would you like to kind of see it to scale to over the next 2 to 3 years?
As of now, we are targeting a couple of zip codes in Omaha, but with the model that we are doing, we are hoping to be multi-city, hopefully in the next 5 years.
When you see Gretna expanding and Elkhorn seeing a renaissance, and there's a ton of money going into Omaha, South and North Omaha as well, does the thought of expanding in multiple cities make it a little more difficult because there is an influx of people coming into the Omaha area as well?
I think every city will need like advertisements. Let's say Omaha is growing, but like people are coming from Gretna to Omaha, but people will still need their like service-based industry to work there. So they will need electricians, real estate agents, etc. So that like people will still need to advertise in like the smaller cities.
This is one of my favorite questions. It's going to be unique for you. Is specifically people that aren't from Omaha.
Mm-hmm.
What's the biggest difference between doing business in Omaha and doing business in Lebanon?
I always say I could have never done what I did in Omaha.
Because?
I don't know. I think people are more open to working with new businesses.
I agree.
Back home, it's just hard to go into any industry.
Yeah, and people say that are from Denver and Seattle and wherever. We just had a guest in last week that's originally from Florida, and they were like, you don't see small businesses succeed in the Tampa area because there's a lack of trust. And it feels like there's this barrier in Omaha that if you can kind of prove it here, people are willing to give you your business.
Right. Because I think in Omaha, honestly, and I always say to my network, people like to do business with people.
That's a great point.
It's not like they're not just choosing a business because of the name. It does happen, but people like to do business with people.
And we're catching up with Gerard Bakhos here with GB Cleaning Services, Advantage Q. And you also own and run Omaha Business Owners, which is a networking group, which is a topic that gets discussed in this room a ton because it's so successful. Why did you choose to kind of start your own network and build it out?
I think this is how my brain usually works.
Sure.
I did join the networking community here in Omaha. It's the best community I've ever seen. But oftentimes I hear feedback from people. We want to have high-level conversations with other business owners.
Yeah.
So this is exactly why we started it. We started almost 8 months ago, and the response we had so far just tells me that this was a really needed effort. Then a second reason was I believe networking should be free. So we run a free networking group. As of now, we only have one group that meets every Wednesday at 9:30 a.m.
Sure.
For business owners and business associates. But yeah, this is why we started it.
What do you want growth to look like for that group?
So
you guys got a big following on social media so far. Yeah.
As of now, as of yesterday, we are at 600 members on our Facebook group. We decline maybe more than 60% of applicants because we want to make sure the group is really tight. This year, we are trying to start.
Are people surprised by that? Because I think a lot of networking groups specifically are just like, hey, we need to grow. We need to get as many people in here as we possibly can. We need, because we want the referrals. We want to grow our business.
Correct.
We want to grow their business, which is what networking is supposed to be. Are people surprised that you're turning them away?
I don't think they are. Honestly, we never got a message after declining someone because I think they might know they're not
up to par. Maybe
it's not up to par because we just want specific people in the group to have this high level of conversation. But yeah, what was the question again?
Are people surprised about being turned away?
Yeah, no. As of now, we never had any bad feedback about it.
Any part of you miss being a doctor?
I love it. I love time freedom more and spending time with my family.
Sure.
So no.
What's your favorite part about being a dad?
Getting to get home, seeing them smile.
That's absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey man, we covered a ton today. 3 different companies. We talked about all 3 of them. We talked about what you're doing in Omaha. Is there anything that we haven't mentioned that people should know?
No, I think that's all.
Can you plug both websites again real quick?
My websites.
Yeah.
So for GB Cleaning Services is www.gb-services.org. Omaha Business Owners, the application and the website still under construction. It should go live next week, and we'll talk about the domain name after. And Advantage Q, again, the website should go live, but it's advantageletterq.com.
Well, go check out all 3 of those different ventures, and meet up with Gerard. Maybe join his networking group if you're ready to take the next level in marketing and networking as well. Buddy, I appreciate you doing this. Thanks for doing this afternoon. This has been the Spotlight Omaha podcast brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing and Pyramid Contractors. We'll be back at Monday. Angela Chaney sitting in for me on Monday. She's got a special guest. She'll talk to you at 11 a.m. We'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend.